Good morning, Central City, Austin.
Good morning.
Can anybody see us? Give us some high fives or hands up or stuff like that if you can see us. Let us know that we're coming through all right.
And hear us, because I don't know technology. This is a lot of technology.
It's pretty easy, but we are definitely newbies to this. All right, we got a couple of good mornings and thumbs up. So good deal.
Hi.
There's our little say hi as well. And our big one, Danica, is in Florida, maybe watching from Florida. I don't know.
At
Danica,
the beach with
good
the
morning.
Ortizes.
At the beach with the Ortizes, if you're there. So we are doing one more week of coffee talk. So we got our coffee mugs. Mine's an old German coffee mug. You can't see it because of the glare. I think a friend of mine gave me this in like 6th grade. I think you stole it from his dad.
That's lovely. I'm representing the church. I had a favorite coffee mug, but then it died. So it fit perfectly in my hand. But this is a good fit too. This fits just like
Levi
this.
broke it. Don't blame it on me. Blame it on Levi.
This is how it goes at the Moore's house. This is how we do it. So
Levi's hiding behind mommy though.
yeah, Levi's back there. But
What is happening there?
I think you're on the
I
last
don't
week.
understand.
Yeah, that's the
I
delay.
don't know.
So that's okay. We're good. We got it up here. We're fine.
Okay, so
So we are just coming from our house, just talking to you guys, just chit chatting.
coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
We're coffee talking.
Are y'all having a good morning this morning? Everybody doing well this morning? We see lots of people. We're just going to kind of let a few more people get on before we really get started. So
What did you do this morning?
I ran.
Who did not run?
I ran 8 miles. 8 miles this morning. So
8.
one of those CCA cups. Kristen, I don't know if we have any more of those CCA coffee cups. Probably not. I think, what was that for? I don't know. They're pretty sweet though.
I think it was part of our, when we had the new location, I think we had the cups. I don't know if we have more, Kristen, but I know someone who does. I can ask Tamara. She knows all the things.
She knows
so
if we've got stuff.
we'll see
there.
about that for you.
Oh, there. Yeah, somebody said we can get one
Oh.
for you. Awesome.
Well, there you go. Someone else is replying
Yeah.
in Central City Austin
Yeah.
Church.
We're good.
Great.
Good.
So there's a couple of us. So
How are you this morning?
I'm good.
Yeah. What'd you do this morning?
I made sure the table and the counter was clean.
Well done. High
Yes,
five.
I know. Boom.
Oh, these are, don't mind these. These are elderberries that are hanging up drying. I've got a bunch more in a bowl back
It's the
over.
Moore's version
There.
of mistletoe. It's fine.
So those are elderberries. So don't mind those. I may knock them around here and there.
What do you use elderberry for?
Good stuff for all the good stuff things.
Okay.
It's very medicinal, has a lot of good qualities, healing qualities. Like when you're sick, makes cough syrup, stuff like that.
Yeah, we grow it in the backyard. I had to pick, all those are like individual berries. People are like, right there. All those are like individual berries, pain in the butt. Now I know why elderberry is so expensive, because it's so just like time consuming. It's annoying.
It is.
So, all right.
So she did a good job cleaning. Looks nice.
It's just that area. Don't let that fool you. What's on this side? It's fine. It's fine.
That side of the wall.
It's fine.
That one. That's good. So it looks like we got a few more people coming on.
Jonah Lynn wants to grow some. I can get you some seeds, girl. Right? Well, if we give her some of those, will they?
It would be easier to dig up a plant and then because it'll root from runners. Yeah.
Okay.
So good. Well, we got more people coming on.
You're coming on. We could chat for a little bit longer. We're on a restream, so there's like a 20-second delay. But, y'all know our pastor, and he likes to be on time. So no worries. I have a timer, and it's color-coded. It's going to go green, yellow, and red. So we're going to stay on time today.
Well, that's her trainer
Because
side
that-
coming out.
Yeah.
Because she's got all those timers.
That's my interval timer
Fancy.
because I could talk all day long. So, we gotta not talk all day long.
Laptop all day long.
Oh, we have gift cards.
We do have gift cards. Well,
we don't have gift cards. I forgot to buy them. And then I raided Danica's room because I know she has gift cards, so I could pretend
we're
that
gonna,
I bought them.
hold up these cards that you could win that are not actually the gift cards.
But it was a Target gift card that said Merry Christmas. So that wasn't really gonna fly. So we're giving away 2 gift cards, and if you win, part of your reward is you get to choose where you want it from. So I'm gonna
Within reason.
Well, I mean it's $25, so it doesn't matter.
But I mean, we're not driving to like Montana to get a gift card from some little shop.
No,
Okay.
we're not.
Just saying, it's good. Some just like a big place that we can get one here.
So you can choose from HEB, Target. If you're local, there's Andy's, there's Academy, not Walmart. Not going to Walmart to buy one, sorry. So, but we'll figure it out. I didn't want to pretend that I had my act together when I don't. So, there we go. That's said.
Okay. So y'all stay tuned for some questions for a gift card.
Yeah. So, you want to get started?
Yeah, we wasted enough time, I
I
think.
think so.
Okay.
Sure.
I think we're
I
the
could waste
best.
time all day long. So, hey, thanks, Chelsea.
Yeah,
we're the best. Ooh, ooh. Boom.
We're done. We're out.
Right. Mic drop. Boom. Done.
So,
Okay. So,
well, we'll kind of get started. Unless you want to do a question first. You want to do a question first? You want to get started first?
yeah, I'll do one question. Okay. So here's my little story and then question. So the other day, our birds, our 1 duck and 5 chickens decided to go have a little party next door. They busted through the fence and they were in the neighbor's yard. And then I get a phone call from my neighbor. She's like, "Hey, that was when we got started." Yeah. And so my neighbor was like, "Hey, are you home? Because I have Hedwig, who's one of our chickens." She was like, "Alexa tried to eat her, but she's fine." So I went over there. I got Hedwig, brought her next door. But my neighbor said the only way she knew this was going on was because the duck was over there just making so much noise. And so I know you guys go crazy about my bird Insta stories. So what is my duck's name? Go. First person who gets it right gets a gift card. I need someone to tell me what my duck's name is. So
Okay, first person to get it.
I know y'all watch my stories, and I don't have a backup question. So,
Jonalyn got
oh,
it.
close,
Oh,
Jonalyn.
close.
Close.
Yeah,
Not,
Enid.
no, we got
Yeah.
Mr. Ducky, Enid. Ding, ding, ding. Enid is the winner. I don't know how to
What's your
respond.
Wednesday?
She said Mr. Duck.
Enid
Mr. Ducky.
Enid won.
Way to go, Enid.
Yay.
You have to tell us where you want that
Enid.
gift card from.
That's right. You'll
Go
have
get
to
you
tell
one.
me. We'll get you a $25 gift card to somewhere.
To somewhere.
Awesome.
Cool.
There we go. Okay.
Jonalyn
Now we
says
can
she's
get
surprised
started.
you're not in the dance costume. Told her we had to shut that one down.
Okay.
Okay.
I am
So
starting
starting
my
the
timer. And
Go.
Nope.
Go.
And go.
Fish was the yes, that's right, Jonalyn. The fish was the president of the United States. That was the name of our beta fish we had.
That's right.
So have you guys ever heard the song "Talking to Jesus" by Brandon Lake? That's a good song. I've heard it before, and again, it's "Talking to Jesus." Let me know if you've heard it, so I know if I'm just talking to myself or not.
You're
So-
talking to me. It's fine.
Okay, we're just having some coffee talk here.
Coffee talk.
Chipotle or Starbucks. So the song "Talking to Jesus" is really been on my repeat list this week. I heard it again, I guess it was Tuesday night, Wednesday night, I don't remember. Played it, and literally I just put it on repeat over and over and over and over. And Katie went to sleep, and I went upstairs and stretched. She didn't know this until just now. She was asleep, and I was stretching and just like massaging my legs because that's what I do before I go to sleep from running and stuff. So I was just sitting there stretching and rolling and listening to the song And it just really hit me. And I started just kind of breaking down a little bit and crying, and because that's what I do
That's
too.
what he does.
So if you haven't heard it, I really just challenge you to just go listen to it. It's really good. And I think it was the day before Ray had asked us if we could do the coffee talk this morning. And I started thinking about the song, Talking to Jesus, and it just kind of, he wanted us to talk on the topic of growing people change.
Because that's one of our church's core values.
Yes.
Growing people change.
So growing people change. And I thought about that song and just how, to me, it was kind of like a journey of his Christian walk. And how in the start, he's talking about in the verse, just overhearing his grandmother pray. And that's how, I don't know if that's how he came to Jesus, but that's how it seems like he kind of started some of his walk, at least talking with Jesus and praying to Jesus. And when we're growing, we have to be talking to Jesus. Because if we're not, then we're not really growing, we're stagnant, and a lot of times we can regress. So I just thought it was just sweet, and maybe you guys have some similar stories like that, to where maybe you heard a grandmother or a mom praying, or maybe somebody just talked to you, Jesus. But we all have those come to Jesus moments where this is how we're introduced to Jesus. And I just thought through that song, I just kind of progressed, just how growing people change. And again, if we're not talking to Jesus, we're not changing in the right way. So
I'm kind of curious if y'all have any songs that you're currently on repeat, put them in the chat. I don't really have any specific song that I put on repeat. I just might hear a song and then in that moment play it 5 times. But I don't have like a specific song.
I don't usually either. It's kind of weird that this one, I guess, kind of is speaking to me. So I don't know. Just put that in chat if you guys have some. New Day by Danny Doki. I think I've heard that, but
sure
I don't
we
know.
would have recognized it. I'm just gonna say I voted for Danny Goki when he was on American Idol. Ooh, I did. He had my vote. Defender. Yep, that's a good one.
Yeah, those are all good suggestions. I like all those.
Too good to not believe. I don't know that one.
I don't know. Okay, it's supposed to say too legit to quit or something.
Yeah, that wasn't planned, y'all. That just happened. That's just how good we are.
But I don't know. So I just thought that was interesting and just kind of a cool way to kick it off and talk about the song.
So, like, one of the things a verse that I think reflects how growing people change is Psalms 37:4, which is delight in the Lord and He'll give you the desires of your heart. And that is such, I think that's such a powerful verse because it's delighting in the Lord. It's not like, pray to God and He's going to give you the desires of your heart. Like, I need a better job so I can get that new car, or I want to have all the latest and the greatest things. So I'm going to pray. And I just got a text from Shannon. So let me put my phone on silent.
It's like those church videos burst into flames.
Right? Back when like people started having cell phones and they were going off all the time. Cool. So, like when you delight in the Lord, you're trusting in the Lord and you're seeking the Lord and you're focused on Him and you're allowing Him into your heart and He is changing your heart. So then you find that the desires of your heart change. And I know one thing for me personally with the growing people change and seeking the Lord, He was showing me how to live a more generous life where it's not just like me and my bubble and my little family, but everybody on the outside. And so one of those things is it's looking outward. I try to do a thing like once a month where I cook dinner for somebody. And that's not a look at me thing. That's that God is like, hey, Katie, you're a stay-at-home mom. You have more time to cook dinner than friends of yours that work full-time and then come home and have family. So how can you, bless someone? Because God's given me a little bit more time than other people have. And so it's just small things like that. It doesn't have to be these huge things. You know, we've been praying for people, and I'll be praying like, you know, God, send someone in their life to bless this person because, you know, they need this and this and this. And you are the God that can provide and all these things. You know, I'm praying for other people. And then God's like, all right, cool. I placed you in their life. You do it. And then sometimes I'm kind of like, ooh, that's not what I meant, God. You know, but it's like he's calling you out of your comfort zone. And if I am truly delighting in the Lord, then my heart is going to change and I'm going to be willing to put my comfort aside to do something. So
That's good. Good stuff.
Right there.
I'm waiting for you to ask me a question. Right
Oh, okay. We have notes right here, if you can see. We have notes. You probably didn't see that. So, okay, so that's kind of my example. But what would you say, like for you, for an example of how you've changed?
I think how I pray, you know, used to whenever I would pray, it was praying about me. And the more I talk to Jesus, the more I grow and change. I think my prayer life has shifted from praying to me to pray to others. And I heard a while back, I don't remember who said it or when or where, it's a couple of years ago. And it said, think about your prayer life. And if everything in your prayer life came true, how would the world be different? And if I was honest, the world probably wouldn't be a lot different, but my life would be a lot different. And then I was like, oh crap. So shifting just how, you know, things that I can pray for myself, which is not bad. Don't pray for yourself. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, I pray for my wife more. I pray for my kids more. If I wake up in the middle of the night and just have somebody in my mind, you know, or if I just wake up in the middle of the night and I can't sleep a lot of times, like
last night. I woke up for an hour, and I was like, okay, guess I need to be praying. So I was praying for an hour, just over things.
So yeah, if I wake up and I can't go to sleep, it's just okay. Just start praying for somebody. And usually, if I'm really honest, after a while, I guess I have peace with that, and then I go to sleep. If I don't pray, it's like I stay up. It's weird. So praying puts me to sleep. But it's not really what I meant to get across there. But I think yeah, just as I change more, just praying for others and God to press upon me what and how and who to pray for.
That's good. That's good.
Anything off of that?
One thing that I really think has impacted my walk with Jesus, two things: serving and tithing. Y'all, I could talk about tithing all day long, and it's not about money. Like, if you tithe to the church, in no way does that impact me. I think when a lot of people are at tithing messages and it's the pastor talking, people kind of shut down and they're just like, oh, you know, the pastor, their salary is based on whether I tithe. So of course they want me to tithe. They want my money. That is not it at all. I don't care if you tithe, but I do care. I don't care because your money doesn't impact me. But I do care if you tithe, and I do want you to tithe because it's a heart issue. And I want you to have the heart that is wanting to be obedient to what God says. And I want you to have the heart that is willing to put your faith in God taking care of you. Because when we first started going to church, it was like we would tithe $25 every other week. That wasn't a stretch. That was just I'm just going to put something in the box because I don't want people to see me and judge me. It's like the plate goes by and you're just like, mm. Right? So it was more
to make us feel better about ourselves. Like, yeah, we gave. We're good. Right?
Yeah. And I mean, it was totally, money had power over me. Guys, like, I lived in a frame of mind where the devil was just lying to me that you'll never have enough. You'll never have enough. And so we could have had pre-kids, right? You know, now all our money just goes to our kids, and it's cool because we always have enough. But I mean, this was even pre-kids, where we would have, you know, our car payments paid, the mortgage paid, groceries, gas bills, all the things. And then we would have extra money in the bank. And I would always live in fear that that was going to run out. And then when we started serving and we started tithing, like faithful tithing, you know, we started small because it was new, and like we worked our way up and we worked our way up. And it was like I kind of realized that when I'm giving, and it's me putting my trust in the Lord. Like, okay, before I had 100% of my income and it never felt enough. Well, I started giving it away to the church, to tithes and offerings, to people, to living a generous life. What we have in our bank account like keeps shrinking because we're giving more away. Yet God is able to take that smaller amount and stretch it, right? So I can give, and I can, well, it's not just me, it's both of us. But like we can live generously and send more money outward, and God stretches what we have, and he makes it enough, and he makes it abundant, and he makes it where we're able to do these things. And I don't have to freak out, and I don't have to stress about it, because money no longer has power on me. It just doesn't. It's a complete mindset change. And so, you know, I would just encourage you. Tithing is the biggest way, I think, in my walk, how I've grown. And if you feel led, you can donate online at, I don't even know what our website is.
Central City Church.
I don't think that's it. I think it's Central City Church. I don't know. Google Central City Austin.
Put it on the Facebook page.
Old Land Access Trail.
It's on the Facebook page. It's
Or,
fine.
well, it's because I text. You can text to give it 84321. That's how we tithe, is via text, 84321. And so, but it is a total heart thing. And I would hope and I pray that your heart is in the position that where your faith and your trust is in God and not in Wells Fargo. So that's kind of
Yeah, I think
I'll climb off my soapbox.
I think looking back at some of those early days, whenever we were tithing, you know, God calls us to give a tenth. That's a tithe, and that's kind of the baseline, honestly. And then it says to go over and above that with, you know, gifts and offerings as well. And whenever we first started, that was hard, going from, you know, $25 here and there to, you know, actually a tenth of our money. And we probably didn't do that right off the start.
It took us a while.
It took us a while to get there.
It was a process, y'all, and it was hard.
Growing people change.
And we had to pray about it. And I remember we would, back when I would like write a check, like we would literally write the check and like hold it
together
and pray over it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, Lord, you can bless this at the church, you can multiply it. And I know, because I have faith in you, that the remainder of my checking account, you are going to multiply it and make it go further than what this whole thing would have done.
Right.
Like it's hard,
Yeah. And,
but he calls you to do it.
yeah. And there were a lot of examples too. You know, once we took that step of faith and started tithing, we'd be like, something would happen or something would break, or we would have to find money for whatever reason it was. And it was amazing how money would show up. And I'm not going to say name it and claim it and anything like that, because I don't believe in that. But I believe whenever you're faithful in the Lord and you are faithful with your tithing, that he will take care of your needs. And that's absolutely what he was doing with us. And he still does with us. And since then, you know, now we're able to give 10%. And then we also give to things like World Vision and Air One and things like that. That's over and above, you know. Like I say, it's the generosity of your heart and what you can do. And then also to a level of uncomfortableness sometimes, you know. It's not always easy writing or texting the 84321 to tithe. It's not always easy sometimes, you know, and I think sometimes we get that wrong. And not just with tithing, but in all aspects of Christianity. We think, okay, I'm going to become a Christian. I don't think it's going to be easy. And that's not the case. A lot of times it gets harder and harder in different areas. Some areas it gets easier. You may have more peace with things. You may not. But
yeah, with you saying that, I'm glad you said that, because it's kind of like, I don't want people to think that, oh, when I become a Christian, life is going to get easy. And then life gets hard and you start doubting because you're doubting yourself, like, oh, well, do I not have enough faith? Why am I struggling right now? I thought once I gave my life to the Lord, it was going to be easy, and now I must be doing something wrong because life got hard. Well, of course life got hard. Life is hard. There is Satan is out there, and he is just looking to knock you off. So if he can find you and you're this new Christian and you're starting your walk, and he's going to attack you because he just lost you. He had you and now he lost you. So if he can distract you with doubt or lies or all this stuff to make you backslide, distractions. Yeah, he's going to do that. So, no, becoming a Christian is not easy. And if you're struggling and you're doubting, it's okay. And no way is that a reflection on you not having enough faith.
Right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I totally had something else I was going to say, but I lost it now.
Sorry.
It's okay. But yeah. Oh, I know what it was. So this week before last, the youth went to camp, and Danica went up and she answered an altar call. And that kind of
She
stuff.
answered like every altar call. I was like, that's my girl. Go up there.
She answered one, and we were talking about it later, and I was really proud of her for what she went up for. But I told her, I said, "You know what that means, right?" And she said, "No." I said, "Because you've stepped out and you've decided you're going to go in this direction." And I just kind of acted like Archer. I said, "You're going to have a target on your back." So, because she's stepping out in faith and she's going to try to do something, that's going to put a target on her back. And now I said, you have to take the initiative and pray and know your word and have your weapons. That way you can fight back. So, another way of growing people change.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think just kind of going back to how something else that I've struggled with in the past and is really challenging me, has always challenged me, is the fear of man issues. I've always had issues of what people think about me and my image, and I think that's hard, especially for a man to, well, it's hard for a woman too. Yeah, it's hard for anybody. We all, I think at some level, if we're honest with ourselves, we want to try to please people around us. Just like we were talking about this week with camp, Camp Gladiator, I didn't want to use 30-pound weights, or I didn't want to use 25-pound weights. So I wanted to use my 30-pound weights because I just wanted to impress people, and don't look like chump. And so I think whether it's little things like that or in your Christian walk, I've always had these fear of man issues. And I think that's something that I'm constantly struggling with because, again, it's not easy to be a Christian. It takes work constantly. And like I said earlier, you're either going to be talking to Jesus and you're going to be moving towards him or you're going to be regressing away from him. Like this morning, I went for that run. And, earlier this year, I ran a half marathon, no problem. And I'm struggling with 8 miles this morning. And it's because I haven't put in the work lately.
I'd be struggling with 8 miles. I'm just gonna say.
So in the week before, I ran 6 last week, and I was struggling with that. I had to walk a few times. So again, if we're not moving towards Christ, and we can easily regress backwards. And I think with my fear of man stuff, I've always got to make sure that I'm aware of it and don't let it affect how I'm behaving.
Okay. I thought you were going to set me up for a question. That's okay. So
I was trying to read and I couldn't see that. What does that say?
We're so cool, y'all. Okay. Ray and Chantel are the professionals, right? Then you get us. We're like Keanu Reeves
We're
in
like the D team.
The Replacements. Yeah. We're like, We make people feel good about themselves because we just can't get it together. That's what's happening here. So one of the things I was going to say is I typically don't care what people think about me. I'm like, you like me or you don't. I don't care. When I became a stay-at-home mom, I went from a working mom with 1 child to a stay-at-home mom of 2. I lost my mind, y'all. I lost my mind. I lost my identity because my identity was wrapped up in being productive. And all of a sudden, I had no income. I didn't bring in income to the family. I went from spending my day around like really smart people to babies where I just had to clean up poop and diarrhea and like vomit all day long. Like I lost my identity. But that was because my identity was not rooted in Christ. My identity was rooted in my surroundings, and all of that got taken away from me. So it took me years to like reestablish my identity, that my identity is through Christ. And I know that. So I don't really care what people think of me because I know what God thinks of me. However, there's this one tiny little place that I do care about what people think of me. And that's at 4:45 in the morning when I am subbing at SJB because I am a personal trainer. And so
SJB is where we work out.
where we work out, yes. And so if I'm not training, I'm working out there. And I'm working out with beasts. Oh my gosh, they're insane. They're stronger than me. They're faster than me. They beat me. Like, they are legit, men and women, which is fine when I'm working out. But then when I'm subbing and all of a sudden I am the trainer, in my head, I'm like, I know that they know that they're faster than me and then they're stronger than me. So in my head, I'm thinking, they're probably thinking, why do I have to listen to her? So I get insecure. I really feel that when I sub that place, all the other places, I don't care. I will crush you. It's fine. But at that one place, it's like, I just get insecure and nervous, and I'm in my head because all of a sudden I'm worried about what they're thinking about me. And, it's a struggle.
And it's constant. It's not something that we have mastered. And there's days that I've gotten to a place now where I don't care as much what people think about me. But then there's days that I obviously do. So it kind of goes back and forth and shifts. So. Color turned.
I know.
Yellow.
My color changed yellow. Next is red. We're kind of like going in the pattern of stoplights. Yep. We're still trucking along though.
I thought you were going to do the Deans. So new.
You said you didn't want to be crying, and then all of a sudden the buzzer goes off. I wanted to have it be like, ah, when the color changed, but we didn't.
That's true.
Thanks, Jonah Lynn. She says, I'm an amazing trainer. I invite her to my camps. I'm like, Jonah Lynn, I'm subbing. Come on out. So.
Hey, Kristen, you said you used to struggle with what others thought of you. So how did you overcome that, or what did you do to help you with that? And do you still struggle with that? Just type in the chat, just curious.
Yeah, there's a 20-second delay, so
yeah, we
could probably circle back to that if you answer.
Yeah.
If you don't answer, that's fine.
And I don't have to read it. I was just curious.
So got a question that I'm gonna challenge y'all out there with, and I'm gonna give a personal example as well. But as growing people are changing, right? What is something that God is challenging you to do, but you are not willing or ready, or you're too stubborn to take that step? So I want y'all to think about that. I have an example. Do you? If you don't, that's fine.
I'll circle back to it. I want to
circle back.
Maybe. Let me think about that for a second.
Okay. So here's my thing. Forgiveness. There is a person that I have to forgive. And I've known this for years. And I don't want to do it because I'm kind of sitting here in my personal comfort zone of anger. And then when I'm around this person, I get angry. And I try to avoid this person because I know I'm going to be angry and everything they do just annoys me. And it's just, but it's me. But I know God is calling me to forgive this person. And the funny thing is I've already walked through the path of forgiveness with my mom. I took years. It took years. I had to forgive her. This is a whole different story that I'm not going down. But it's like, I know I'm supposed to currently forgive this person. And I know I've already walked through the forgiveness of renewing my mind, and just every time I start to get angry about this person, having to stop and pray. Like, I walked through a season of forgiveness that I'm now called to walk through again, but I'm just stubborn and I don't want to do it. And it's just crazy because I know what life is like on the other side of forgiveness. It's way better. I know that Jesus did not die on that cross and forgive me for me to walk living unforgiving someone. And so I'm just stubborn. And part of me would just rather sit here and stay in the angry phase, because in order to walk forward and forgive, I have to self-reflect and I have to be the one that changes. And that's just hard and uncomfortable. And I'm just trying to put it off as long as I can, which that's dumb. Let's be honest. When we know that God has called us to do something and we're not doing it, that's an act of disobedience and it's dumb, right? Right.
Dumb.
So,
Stupid idea.
Stupid idea. So, Kristen responded. I started focusing that I am a creation of God, that I am a child of God.
That's good.
Beautiful. Right. Because that is the truth. And when you allow that truth to wash over you, it's renewing your mind, and it reminds you that there's really only one opinion that matters, and that's God, not others. But there was something that I wanted to talk about.
I think I had something just real fast.
Well, go for it.
I think I'm a little judgmental, and I think I like to think other people need to do things the way I think they need to do them.
You're the king of you should.
I'm the king of you should.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I've been working on that. And something that's helped me, and we kind of talked about this last night, is just trying to realize that somebody has a certain way they do things or a certain perception of why they think the way they do because of all of their life's events and different things have shaped them to that point. And that's why I believe the way I do. So I have to understand, okay, this person has a lifetime of events and things that have gotten to this point. And I mean, my way is better, so they should listen to me, but give them some grace and kind of just try to understand where they're coming from on why they've come to this decision or why they think this way or why they have made this act or whatever it is, whatever I'm judging them for. And in my way, it's not always better. I'm just kidding. Most of the time. But, that's just something that I think God's working with me and challenging me just to kind of see things from the other perspective and try to understand that.
Yeah, that's good. That's true. I'll vouch for that one. He is changing on that one. So as I say, if we're talking about things that, God is challenging us to do, and, if you're kind of thinking, God's not challenging me to do anything, it's fine. Let me encourage you to pray this and mean it. It's Psalms 139, 23 through 24. It says, "Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." So straight up, you're asking God to reveal the ugly inside of you and to bring it to life so that you can work on changing that. That's not a fun prayer, if I'm going to be honest, right? Nobody wants to do that. However, like I said earlier, Jesus did not die on the cross and then raise 3 days later for us to keep walking in this pattern that we know we're supposed to change. So again, that's Psalm 139, 23 through 24. Pray that, mean it, pray it over and over again. You don't just pray it once and then you're like, oh, nothing, I'm good, move on. That's like a constant, because there's always something. It could be something big, it could be something small, but there's just something constant in that. So.
It's good. It's good.
Thanks.
What's your timer?
I don't know. I went away
Should
from
we
the
look at the
timer.
timer? I don't
I
have
went
a
away.
Oh, where's
Where's the red?
Where's the red?
Where's the red?
Okay.
And actually, that's like literally the end of our notes. Like, we timed that great.
We have one more thing, but that's okay. We don't have to talk about that.
Well, we have to do our
We don't have
other.
to. We good. Okay, you want to do the last question? Is that what you were getting at?
Last question.
All right, this is the last question, personal question. Who's right? Everybody, put your hands up. Hands up. I don't want to do that.
I don't either.
Weird. So, okay,
Oh, if y'all know the answer,
you cannot.
you can't say
Answer.
it.
Okay. Okay. Shh. Y'all ready? Okay.
It's gonna be good. I can tell.
What were these called?
Oh, what are those? I can't even point. There.
I just knocked one off. Those things. What
We
are they,
talked
What
about
are they
it.
called? What are they called? What are they called?
What are they called? Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it? Who's gonna get it? Hey, 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 hey. Nobody's gonna get it. No.
Shh. Chelsea got it. Elderberries.
Elderberries.
All right, Chelsea.
Woohoo! Good
Good
job.
job.
Oh, Journalyn's so
Right
close.
in there.
It's like the Olympics. She
Oh,
beat you by like
3
4
seconds.
seconds. Like if y'all were running the track, it would have been like.
Where they go?
Have y'all been-
Slow-mo.
Have y'all been watching the Olympics?
Hey, Chelsea, where do you want the gift card from? For that real fast. Just type it in. Something very.
Something berry. Yes, Kristen. Something berry. That's what I would call them, honestly. All this plant stuff is him. I don't have a clue. So Chelsea, where do you want your car from? Not Walmart. Well,
Perfect.
are you making faces at me?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess Chelsea's not going to answer. That's fine. Her gift card is, I want it to a store called Give to Katie. Oh, no, I don't know. All right.
Let us know. That's
We'll
cool.
figure it out. Yeah, so we have the card
Give her
for
Andy's.
to Andy's. Yeah. Ooh, Andy's, they have the key lime concrete.
Starbucks.
Mmm. Yum. Starbucks. We can make that happen. I was going to get a Starbucks gift card. I had thought about it. But I know this is Austin and people are like, local coffee shop, Starbucks, the devil. So I didn't. But I will get
People are
you
dumb.
that.
Starbucks is good.
Are you being judgmental?
I'm not saying the other places aren't good. I'm just saying Starbucks is good too.
Willow looks like she is 13. Yeah, with that little attitude smile
I'm
right
not
there.
13.
I get that look from my 13-year-old all the time.
I'm not 13.
You're not. Okay. Well,
Are we done?
we got to wrap it up or else these kids are just going to be like making faces all day long.
I'm
Want to
not
make some
making
silly
faces.
faces real fast. Make a silly face.
Where's Beebs? Screenshot that right there.
I
Okay.
hope somebody did.
Um,
Okay. Well, we are going
that-
to go.
Yeah. Thanks for joining
Thank you
us,
for joining us. Y'all have a fantastic day today.
for
and
listening.
We love you guys. We love CCA. And y'all have
Love
a
you
great
guys.
You just said that. You're so smart. That was Miss Chantel.
Chantel.
Oh.
Love you too, Miss Chantel.
Hi, Danica. I love you.
Oh, hi,
Sunblock,
Danica.
water.
Yeah, make sure you're drinking water, Danica. In
I'm-
Florida.
I'm just going to say,
My
I
nice
love that my daughter's in Florida right now with the Ortizes because if there's like a second family that's going to take on my children, the Ortizes are a pretty fantastic family.
Thanks, guys.
So thanks for loving on my kids, y'all.
All right. Love you
So,
guys.
bye, Kristen. Bye, Chelsea. Bye, Jonathan.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
Ortizes.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.